everybody. So, here we are. I'm hot, I'm sweaty. It's not gonna change, it's the middle of summer and I'm in California. Tonight, we're gonna be pulling off the fenders, grill, and anything inside the engine bay. I'm gonna dig into this. I gotta have everything in here stripped for this dipper that I'm gonna be taking it to. Everything. Any of these rubber body plugs, I gotta strip those. Obviously the sway bar is going to come out. I got to take all my steering linkage out, the gear, the steering box, anything up on the firewall. I have to have this car completely stripped. Not a nut or bolt left on it. The only things that are allowed to stay on it, by what I've been told, is anything that's obviously part of the unibody stays. The rest of the car has to be bare, completely bare. So let's get to it here by starting by pulling the front, at least the bumper off, the grill out, and then I can start working on the fenders. There is one thing I want to note here. If you look down here, I don't know if this is a factory add-on or a dealership add-on back in '69, but I'm going to have to remove this because it goes along the rocker to the fender, which obviously I'm going to be pulling the fenders off, so I got to get this trim piece off on both sides. It's off. I'm not going to reuse that piece probably anyways. It's got a lot of damage on it. I'll find another one off of a parts car. Yeah. See the tear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how rippled this thing is. This is all rippled right here. This is basically trash. I'll take these out. Take my markers out. I may shave them, but I'll take those pieces because the markers are still okay. And there goes the bottle jack. After how many years? Probably a lot. Let's get the next one. I can get the damn thing on the socket. All right. Look at all that rust in there and all the dirt that's been trapped up in there.
Or not.
Or not. You let go. Alright, now that we have the lower valance bumper removed, which I moved straight off of the frame rails, that was going to be the easiest way to go about it because the bumper is bent and pushed up in so many different directions. I'd rather just take it off straight from the actual braces that go to the frame rail. Makes life a lot easier. And luckily enough, only one bolt was kind of rusted in there, and it came out finally. The best part, like you saw, was the bottle jack fell out. I'm keeping that for car shows as a memoir to the car. And now we're going to be taking anything like this trim off, which apparently is just broken here. So we don't have to worry too much about that. Grill's got to come out next. And then after that, we got to get all this inlay trim out from there. And then we can actually start working on the fenders. Well, we all know this headlight wasn't secured. Let's get the headlight out. There we go. Westinghouse. Don't they make TVs?
Yes.
Do they really? Is that the TV company?
Yes, Westinghouse.
There's Westinghouse.
I don't think you can see it on the camera, but...
They make TVs for who again? So look at the housing. It's got a good crack in it right here. So...
That's from the
oh yeah, it's definitely from the hit. So this is no bueno. So I'll have to make note of that. So that way I know to find one. Interesting tidbit here. So you have these mounts here that I would assume to be going to lights, right? They almost look factory. Because I was thinking that somebody just bolted these stupid things on, but with the placement of them, with how it's recessed into this panel, this makes me wonder if those are factory lights that were there at one time, and those would have been the fog lights. So that is an interesting thing that I'm kind of questioning myself on, because they're there on both sides. This piece right here, like you saw earlier, this thing's cracked. Good news is I have a whole fender with an extension that obviously the bucket is part of the extension. So I have a whole nother one of these already, so I'm golden on that, because I'm not going to reuse this fender. So, I mean, there's no point in repairing this. This thing is shot. It's just cracked right here. It's got a crack here, crack. This is completely smashed down here. But the fender's just got all of this got going on here. And then you got that going on over here on the fender. No point in keeping that fender. Might as well just replace it. This fender's good. This bucket's all right. I have another one of these fenders too from another parts car, but I may use this fender as it's the original one to the car, because I want to keep as much original metal to this particular car as I can. That fender that I have for replacement for both of these, if I choose to, did come off of another 69. They're not repot fenders, so they're original 69 die pressed fenders. So that's a huge plus, because repot fenders have terrible fitment, as well as all the other metal for the most part. So including like this right here, it's just completely ripped out from where the mount tabs are. That's got a crack in it right there. But it's coming apart. She's fighting me a little bit, but it's not too bad. Onward we go. I got the center trim piece out that goes from fender to fender, extension in the front. I got the hood latch piece out, so now it reveals the whole core support. You can tell that, you know, I might have contributed a little bit to the dent there on the top of the core support from yesterday. That can be fixed, it's okay. And now you get a good look at the front section of the core support, and it actually looks pretty solid. Still, we don't know how square the frame is from the rails, because that's cracked so badly on that side compared to this one. This one's got a crack right here. You can see it. So when this thing got hit, it cracked this one too. I just noticed that crack right there just now. So this impact on this side shifted the car this way. So I'm sure that these rails are not square right now, which is why it's got to go up on a frame table and obviously cut if needed and then re-straighten back out. So as you all know, if Mark Werman can do it with some old rusty, crusty Mopars that are absolutely thrashed and beyond return, this is probably a pretty big cakewalk for most people nowadays. With the technology we have, this would be easily repaired compared to what it would have been 30 years ago. Nobody would have been able to really fix this and keep it perfectly square. Unlike today's machines for the body world, they are absolutely astounding to where we can get this car squared near perfect. So just goes to show how fragile these things are from an impact on this side, and it affected that side right over there. This stuff is sticky as shit. The rat trap.
Yeah. I know.
Ridiculous. Okay, this goes to where? Okay, so this is disconnected from the headlight. This is the... Look at that. They didn't even use an eyelet. They literally just took a wire and wrapped it around the bolt. That is phenomenal. Oh my God. auto solenoid off. Now, that was the worst idea ever to do that, Gabby. Why'd you let me do that?
You did it when I wasn't around, that's how.
There's rat sticky trap shit everywhere. I didn't even catch any mice with it. This. Yeah, sticky tar. Why? Damn, they put a long enough bolt in here.
What Nash was helping with. Picking up all the bolts.
Was he?
Yeah.
So those are the lower radiator mount supports. Ooh, that's bent down onto the bracket. So that one's screwed. It was all bent out of place. Ah, well, I'll have to get another one of those. All right, one side down. One more to go. Not too bad down here on the rockers. I was expecting this to be a lot worse, but we won't know until this gets dipped. Well, then we'll see. But the drain is all plugged. So, but I'm shocked this isn't rotted out more than it is. But this might all be rotted. But we'll find out once it comes back from the dipper.
Yucky.
Well, let's take a look at this one here. It definitely had a blowout at one time because you could see that it rubbed literally right through, and it's just literally hanging on here for the inner fender liner here. It's just the one bolt up there that's holding it on, but you can tell down here it's seen better days, and it probably had a tire blowout during its accident. Who the heck knows? But all up in here looking pretty solid when in terms of rust. Looking good. It just comes right off. Usually these rot out in here, but mine's looking pretty good, to be honest, considering. Look at all that. Yeah, look at that. Nice solid metal. Good stuff to work with. That's good. If this was rotted out, I'd be a little sad. More sad than I already am, because it's already gonna need a lot of work. All right, looks a lot different now, huh? Tons different. Getting the front clip off to reveal any hidden light and damage underneath those fenders. So, tons of progress made. Now I just got to keep stripping anything small and tidy up in here. You know, all these little grommets, I got to get these out. I got to take the this part of the motor mounts out. Those unbolt. Still figuring out how that harness back there connects through the firewall. I'm kind of stumped. So once I get to the interior, I'll pull the harness. All right, we're back at it here tonight. So we're going to be taking some more smaller components off the engine bay and furthering our progress along of deconstruction of the vehicle. Just like smaller stuff. These clips, for example, these all got to come off. Windshield sprayers. I'm going to take the cowl. I'm going to take the windshield wipers off. Grommets. The suspension and the steering linkages are all going to stay until the car is literally ready to go up onto jack stands to then feed a body cart under it so I can still roll the car, and then I could take the suspension and steering components out because then I'll still be able to roll the car. So I'm going to leave it alone right now because, as we know, the car is up on dollies right now, so I can pull the car in and out from its space, making it easier for me to move it right now. But we're going to continue on making progress with dismantling the smaller items within the engine bay right now. Stuff. Oh, got it. Come on. There we go. Let's take a look what's inside the cowl. Not too bad in there. I think that's no good. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna need a new one of these. Ooh, spider eggs. Nice. Windshield wiper motor cover just totally disintegrated. But there's not really any rust in there, which is nice. Let's see. Not bad. I will take that. Not bad at all. All right, so I got the wiper arms off from earlier. So then I was able to take these bolts out, right? Oh, what is that? That's actually glued to the car. It's like I guess it's like a insulator for the cowl that goes over it. So I got the wiring harness all undone here. So let's go ahead and put that through. Here we go. There's the wiper motor. Clips where the bolts were for the fenders, those are all taken off. Body plugs have been removed. The cowl is off and it looks great inside there. Hardly any rust. Body plugs inside where the frame rails are, those are out.
Anything along the firewall right here, I'm not too worried about because the next part is going to be working up inside the car. This is your evaporator core lines. There's your heater core lines. This will all come apart once the dash comes out, and then I can finish cleaning up the firewall. The harness will be able to come out finally because I can't figure out how to get that clip to come undone. I think it comes from the inside of the car. So we'll strip the inside of the vehicle and then I could finish all of this. The booster will be able to come out. Now, suspension, brakes, that will be done in a whole separate step because I have a body cart that has 8-inch casters, and I'll be able to put it up on this body cart and bolt it to it so then I can still move the car around in my garage, as I do have dollies under the tires right now so I can pull it in and out, move it however I want while I'm working on it. The body cart's gonna allow me to do the same thing, which is absolutely awesome. I got that from Eastwood, pretty decent price. I think they're all pretty pricey for those body carts. A lot of people tell me, oh, just build it yourself. I honestly don't got time to do that, and I suck at welding. Facts. Truth. I'm not gonna hide it. I suck at welding. Anything else regarding the car is going to come up in the next episode here, which we're going to then go to the interior. So I'm going to strip all of this, and that's a whole nother series of being able to pull this apart and then get more boxes and catalog and store things properly, as I still have to do all of this. I have to catalog it and look at conditions and see what is repairable and what is not. So all this is going to come out, the dash, the evac core, heater core, all that stuff. So, plenty more to come. Please stay tuned. Hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you.